All right, the Lions are at the combine. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, the coaches, and I think they're doing something really smart down there to set up for a draft trade. And what they're doing is they're really talking up quarterback, which I'm really surprised. They're getting asked about it. They could really just say, hey, Jared's our guy. Happy with Jared, love Jared, blah, blah, blah. And they are. But at the same time, they're saying more than that. And I think it's a great strategy to set up and really build up momentum. Like, hey, we might take a quarterback at 6. We might take one at 18. If you want a quarterback, you might have to do business with us. So let's just take a look at what they're saying and then look at the teams that will have to come up to number 6 if they really want their quarterback. There's a ton of teams behind us that need a quarterback, and it's just great. Like, yeah, we need a quarterback. We don't have anybody behind Jared. Like, just talk it up. Why the heck not? Because either you truly do need a quarterback and we'll take one, but we're not desperate. And that's the best thing about it. We have Jared Goff, and that's what Dan Campbell said. I'll get to what Dan Campbell said in just a second. Here's what Brad Holmes said. We love Jared. He's our starter. Boom, done. He's our guy going forward, but we don't have anything behind him. I think that's a great way to handle it. Like, hey, we truthfully don't have anybody behind him. So absolutely we could take a quarterback. Dan Campbell was asked the same thing. What he's done is Dan Campbell talks, he sometimes gets in a word salad sometimes. He's bought us time here is basically what Dan Campbell said. He said he's our guy, we love him, but he's bought us time. We believe we can win with Jared. In the meantime, we also know he's not going to be around for the next 10 years, and it's not like Jared's a rookie. So certainly our eyes on our potential quarterback. The question is, where do you do that? And that's something Brad and I kick around all the time, but we don't feel like we're pressed right now. We don't feel like we're pressed. That doesn't mean our eyes aren't on a quarterback. So we're on a quarterback. We're looking for a quarterback. Maybe we take one. Maybe we don't. I don't know. But we don't have a backup quarterback. So why not draft one? Maybe, maybe not. So when you look at the draft order, Houston needs a quarterback. Indy needs a quarterback. And then Seattle maybe, but Vegas, Atlanta, Carolina, Tennessee, the Jets, all these, they need a quarterback. And the big thing right now is Anthony Richardson. It's Will Levis. We know the top 2 quarterbacks will come out, but then after that, you look at Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Levis, Anthony Richardson, Hendon Hooker, even, later on. But these 4, if you really like them, you're going to have to come up and go ahead and get them, right? I mean, that's the thing. And so we're saying, hey, we might take a quarterback. We might take a quarterback. May not, who knows? But when you really look at it, they still have they have a set Christian Gonzalez now, but there's Will Levis. So you have 3 quarterbacks going in the top 5, which is great for us because it allows for some demand up there. So Anthony Richardson. So the Lions are playing it smart at the combine, talking up quarterback. Why the heck not? Talk it up. If you take a quarterback, great. If you don't, then you're just talking about it. You might take it. And I don't think we're going to at 6, but I think if the right player is there at 18, we absolutely do it. No way do we take a tight end. Bijan Robinson's sticking around there. Brian Breeze's around there too. Branch. So there's just a lot of good things happening for the Lions sitting here at 6 and then sitting down here at 18. And we talked about it yesterday. The Lions have a great opportunity at the defensive tackle position as well. So we're going to be in great shape. This draft is deep. A lot of the focus, of course, is always on the top 10 picks. I get it. It's fine. But if we can trade out of this, go down, get a mid-first rounder, pick up another second-round pick and a third-round pick or whatever it takes to move out of here would be great. So I love 2 things. I love the transparency of Brad and Dan to be talking about quarterback and just be talking in general, right? Give good answers. Just talk to us as fans. And then on the top of that, I love it because why not talk up quarterback? And if you make the move, great. If you don't, then you don't. But I'm surprised also, too, that we're talking about this much about quarterback. I didn't think we would take one really in the draft. I thought we'd go more free agency. But at the same time, if you look at it, this would be the year. And I'm not opposed to I'm a Jared Goff guy now, but I'm not opposed to take a guy. Because if you take a guy now, what you're looking at is a year or 2. Jared Goff's contract comes up. Maybe you found, just maybe, right? Maybe you've got your Jalen Hurts. Maybe you've got a Patrick Mahomes. maybe. I'm not saying, I mean, that's rare. That's going to be very difficult. I get that. But my point is, what if you find that Jared Goff's contract comes up, you have an opportunity? Not in a year from now or 2 years from now do you start looking for that replacement. Then you don't have a quarterback. Then the rookie's not ready. Now's the time you kind of look at it, take a flyer on a guy, see what you can get. Now you hope that you either do one of two things. You hit on the Patrick Mahomes type, just didn't expect it, amazing, great player, or the Brock Purdy type where you take a player way late, the Tom Brady. Take a guy late, see what, maybe, I don't know. I like doing that. I like taking a quarterback late because what happens then is no pressure on Goff. Like, this is not like a big, highly sought after player. So that's more Tanner McKee, Hendon Hooker. I like the Hendon Hooker. You still don't solve your problem of a backup because he's hurt and he might not be here, for half the season. But Tanner McKee, those are guys that you could just, get later on, third, fourth round, that would kind of fit. Now, Anthony Richardson just continues to climb. I don't like him. I just think he's not ready at all, but he has enough playmaking and dynamic ability that the fans would kind of want to see that and be like, hey, what's going on? Goff throws one interception and it's like, well, let's just get Richardson in there a little bit. But at the same time, you really could use Richardson in some short yardage or some red zone stuff. Man, that would work too. So there's a lot of different things going on in the quarterback position, but I love what the Lions are doing down at the combine by talking up the quarterback position. It's the most important position. It's the position you're going to get asked about anyway. You might as well let people know we're thinking about it. And it just creates an opportunity for you then to drive up that demand for a trade sitting in that sixth spot, because there's teams, man, Vegas, Atlanta, Carolina, Tennessee, Jets, Green Bay, maybe, I don't know, who knows? But point is, there's a lot of teams behind us that have to come up here and do something, either trade with us or even trade up in front of us with a Chicago. Now you've got quarterback, and maybe it'll push down one of these bigger players, Will Anderson, Bryce Young, Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, probably not. But point is, you never know, right? You never know. And if those guys are still available, maybe we can bump up one, whatever. Point is, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's really good to see that we're right in the mix. We've got this six pick from the trade from Stafford that's just going to be awesome for us to utilize, do different things with. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I know most of us are Jared Goff guys, but when do you take him? When do you take a new quarterback? You got to get one at some point, start developing, start seeing where we're at. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.